What other free agent should the Chicago Bulls look to sign this offseason? What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA. And here to talk about the Chicago Bulls. So if you're a Bulls fan, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms, guys, and hit the bell icon so you are notified every time I drop a new video. So the Bulls have made a ton of moves in free agency. So are there still moves to be made? Are there guys that they could possibly go after? I'm here to talk about all that, so let's hop into it. So, as we all know, the Chicago Bulls have made a ton of moves in free agency. We should all know about them. Obviously, the Chicago Bulls signed and traded for Lonzo Ball. They signed and traded for DeMar DeRozan. They went ahead and signed Alex Caruso, and they also went ahead and signed Tony Bradley. So, they've done the majority of their moves. So, are there other guys they should look to sign? All right, or should they not? Well, I do think there's still some free agents out there that the Bulls should just look into and see if they can provide some valuable depth to this team. Because at this point, we're not looking for major contributors at this point. Whoever we sign, it's going to be somebody cheap. And we don't even have salary cap space at this point, so it'll probably be a minimum contract. And the Bulls, I do think, have a biannual exception, which you can use as well for a couple $1 million. I believe it's about $2 or $3 million. But for the most part, they don't have cap space, much of it at all. Okay, so taking that into account and taking into account the depth at certain positions that we are lacking, who are the guys that we should look to target? I'm going to be talking about that right here. One thing I do want to put a disclaimer out on is I'm going to put the Lauri Markkanen situation to the side. We all know the Bulls are going to look to sign and trade him, and Lauri Markkanen wants out, so good riddance, okay? And in that sign and trade for Lauri, if we end up doing that, I would like to get back somebody in the front court, because the front court is really where we're lacking here, folks. That's where we need more depth, and specifically that 4 spot, the power forward spot, because right now, Patrick Williams is slotted to start in that power forward spot. And I like Patrick Williams. I'm just not sure if he's ready to take that next step and bang against the fours in this league, okay? We take a look at the 5 spot. You got Nikola Vucevic, obviously your all-star center. Behind him, you signed Tony Bradley, so I like that depth there. And then behind him, you got Marko Simonovic, the European big man that we signed or drafted last year in the second round. He's going to be coming over. So the center spot looks like it's got depth. But that power forward spot, behind Patrick Williams, who do you really have? You signed Javonte Green to a 2-year deal. He's more of a 3. Troy Brown Jr., same thing. DeMar DeRozan's a 3. So that power forward spot, lacking in depth, all right? And so, again, in that Lowry signing trade, if we do decide to trade him to a team, like let's say the Hornets, I've mentioned this, I'd like P.J. Washington back, Jalen McDaniels back. If we trade him to the Blazers, give me Robert Covington. Another guy out there, Larry Nance from the Cavs. He would be a great fit at that 4 spot. But if not, if we're just looking at the free agency pool, here are 3 guys that I like. All right, let's start with number 1, and I'm going to go through number 3. So this guy, again, a lot of people might not have paid attention to him, but Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, I think he could provide some solid depth. He played on the Blazers last year. He can play multiple positions. He can play that 4 spot, plays with energy, versatile, good defender. So I think Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and again, these guys would be minimum contract guys, would provide some depth in that front court at that 4 spot, okay? So he's a guy I'm looking to target. Another guy, Mike Scott, who played on the Sixers last season. He can play that 4 spot. He's a veteran. He can shoot the 3. That's about all he can do at this point, but gives you some good spacing, and he's going to be cheap. So I don't mind that at all. But my number 1 target that I think makes a whole lot of sense, and I'm actually surprised he's still on the free agency market, is Paul Millsap. Yes, Paul Millsap, who again used to be an all-star. He's well past his prime at this point. Was on the Nuggets last year, and if you remember, he was on the Nuggets when AK was there as well. So AK has that connection with Paul Millsap. Millsap can come in. He's a veteran. He can shoot a little bit. He's versatile. He can defend a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. So he might even, if we sign him, could be at the starter for the power forward spot. I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but I'm just saying, right, Paul Millsap has that veteran experience. And if you're going all in, right, with these moves that you're making with DeRozan, with Lonzo, you want to go ahead and get veterans. So Paul Millsap is a guy I would look to sign. I don't think he's going to be expensive at all. I think it'll be cheap. It could even be a minimum contract. But if not, maybe that biannual exception that we have. So Paul Millsap is a guy I think the Bulls should really look into. And I would love that signing because he fits exactly what we're looking for at that 4 spot. He's a veteran, good leadership. AK knows him from his Denver days. I think makes a ton of sense. So Paul Millsap is the guy. And then the other guys I talked about, Mike Scott, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, wouldn't mind that. But at this point, it's not going to be too impactful. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you guys agree or disagree. What other free agents should the Bulls look at? Will they look at any other ones? Let's see. Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks for watching.